Hello again. Let's read another story. This one will be about the engines going to London on the mainland. Are you ready? One evening, Thomas brought his last train to the junction. He went for a drink. I'm going to the big station, he said to Percy and Toby. So are we, they answered. Do you know, Percy went on, I think something is up. Toby looked at the sky. Where? Not up there, down here, silly, laughed Thomas. Toby was puzzled. How can something be up when it's down? Look, said Thomas excitedly. Just look! 7 engines from the other railway came along the line. Hello, Ginty, whistled Percy. Hello, Pug. They're friends of mine, he explained. I don't know the others. Ginty and Pug whistled cheerily as they puffed through the station. What is all this? Asked Thomas. The Fat Controller's got a plan, answered this driver. He's going to tell us all about it. Come along. So they followed the other engines to the big station at the end of the line where all the engines had gone. The Fat Controller had an announcement. The people of England, he said, read us all about us in the books, but they don't know that we are real. What a shame, squeaked Percy. The Fat Controller glared. Oops, sorry, said Percy. So, he continued, I am taking my engines to England to show them. It'll be a big adventure. Hooray, hooray, said the engines. The Fat Controller heard his heels. Silence, he bellowed. We will start the day after tomorrow at 8 a.m. Meanwhile, as those engines have kindly come from the other railway to take your place, you will show them your work tomorrow. The next day, as Annie and Clara were going to England too, Thomas and Ginty practiced with some other coaches. Thomas was very excited. He began boasting about his race from Bertie. I whooshed through the tunnel and stopped an inch from the buffers. Just like this. Crash! The buffers broke. No one was hurt, but Thomas's front was badly bent. They gave the Fat Controller a phone call. I'll send up some workmen, he said, but if we can't mend Thomas in time, we will have to go to the big city without him. Poor Thomas. Poor Thomas. I hope he gets fixed soon. The next morning, the engines waited at the junction. Toby and Percy were each on a truck, and Duck had put them into place behind Edward. Henrietta stood on a siding. The Fat Controller called her a curiosity. I wouldn't dream of leaving you behind, he said. I'll fit you up as my private coach. Henrietta felt very happy. Gordon, James, and Henry were in front. They whistled impatiently. The Fat Controller paced the platform. He looked at his watch. 1 more minute, he said, turning to the guard. Peep, 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 whistled Thomas and panted into the station. Annie and Clara twittered anxiously. We hope we aren't late. It's not quite 8. Thomas, said the Fat Controller, I am very disappointed with you. You nearly upset my arrangements. Sorry, sir, said Thomas. He went on to a siding behind Duck without another word. The Fat Controller climbed on Henrietta. The guard blew his whistle and waved his flag. The engines whistled, Look out, England, here we come, and the cavalcade puffed off. The engines stood side by side in a big airy shed. Hundreds of people came to see them. They climbed and got out of their cabs every day. They liked it at first, but eventually felt very bored and were glad when it was time to go. The people along the line put their flags out and cheered them home. "We're glad to see you again," they said. "Those others did their best, but they don't know our ways. Nothing anywhere can compare with the Fat Controller's engines." Now, this is a great story. In fact, the adaptation is my favourite episode of the entire series. A lovely way to celebrate the Railway series' anniversary. That's going to be one of my adaptations for Thomas's Amazing Adventures from season 4. I'm sure you guys will love it. Goodbye.